What up, G-Life? It's your boy, MC Shadow, back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, check out the playlist. The playlist on top of my videos and the unfolders makes the video you're looking for a lot easier. Whether it's just reactions to G-Series, all that there in the unfolders, that we don't have to keep scrolling and looking. Don't forget to check out my second channel, Man Society, M.O.D, where we talk about stuff outside of the streets. Tap on the subscribe, the like, it's free. That's how you really help my channel get into the algorithm, because YouTube don't push me. If you guys could comment or like or share, you know that I would appreciate a lot, because it does help on my channel, bro. That's how YouTube throws people out into the algorithm. Now, what I want to talk about was something I seen yesterday, and I got asked for my opinion later on during the night. Was the Hater World did a video. Shout out to the Hater World. Go subscribe to his channel. You know, homie drops that fire content, fire reactions. You know, solid individual. He made a video talking about you know, the guy Güero. You know, the hood stocks thing and stuff like that. One thing that I noticed, right, that I seen in his comments, was some individuals took offense to him calling the homie a paisa homie. I don't know why they took offense to it, but I know what he's talking about though. Yeah, like he said that all the homies have a paisa homie, and this is true. It's not being said in an offensive way, you know. Like, we have there's different kinds of gang members. You have the Chicano gang members, right? Which normally homies don't really speak homies don't really speak Spanish. You know, all they know is English, because their parents, they're multi generations already right here in this country. You know, like, their grandparents were born here, but their great grandparents come from Mexico or from Latin America. So, you know, they really don't know Spanish, because obviously, you know, so many generations here in this country, you know what I mean? It tends to happen. Right? So you have those individuals, the homies that don't really speak Spanish. And then you have homeboys that don't really speak English. You know what I mean? They came over here when they were maybe like 10 or 11 or maybe 9. So they really don't know any English. You know, and then when they do learn the English, they have an accent. You know, and normally those are the paisa homies. Like, you see, you know, they normally don't dress like, some do dress like gang members, but some of them dress like, you know, like I guess what people call like Mexicans, pues, you know, typical casual, you know, not with the baggy clothes and not bald. You know, they have hair and stuff like that. You know, with soccer jerseys, they watch soccer and you know, and listen to corridos and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because you have the homies that bump the O.D.s, the Zapp and Rogers and stuff like that. And then you have homies that only hear nothing but corridos. But then you have some homies that don't like corridos. Then you have some homies that don't like oldies. You know, they're different. They're different homies, but they're all homeboys. And it's true, like you said, we all have them in our hood. I have them in mine. You know, the paisa homies, you know, and that will refer to the homies that didn't really speak no English. And, you know, they were more like typical. They were more like Mexican than you would think that they were just regular Mexican, hardworking Mexicans, that you would never have thought that they were gang members. And then you have some that do dress like gang members, but they still have the accent, and they still, you know, they don't know English. They watch soccer, they listen to corridos, they sometimes wear the sombrero with the boots, of alligator boots and stuff like that. I have homies like that. Sometimes you'll see the homie, he'll be in Ben Davis or 501 and shit like that in Cortez, and then other days you see that fool and he has, you know, some tight pants and some fucking tejana. You know, but that's the homie style. Homies with the business, homies with the function. He's down for his shit, you know what I mean? It's just that he's not into like what homies are normally into. Like, you know, they have their own style going on, like, you know what I mean? So that's what he means by the paisa homie. You know, they're the ones that normally came here already as like either young teens or young youths. You know what I mean? Like, they were brought to this country when they were like, I don't know, 9, 10 or whatever. You know, that's what he means by those paisa homies. You know, not he didn't mean it in a disrespectful way, because that is how they're called. You know what I mean? Like, when homies are disrespectful, hey, what homie you talking about? The homie, the paisa homie. Orale, yeah, I know which one. That's how, you know, like, you know, when we're describing homies. and other individuals use it as an insult, a diss. No lie. And if anybody from down here, from Southern California, if they say that I'm lying, my boy, they are so full of it. It's not even funny. There's homeboys. This is how they diss each other. Like, oh yeah, your homies are nothing but a bunch of paisas. That's how they be saying it. Like, when your enemies be dissing you, that's how they be dissing. They say like, oh, them vatos are just some paisas. Oh, you mean them whack ass paisas? You mean them lame ass paisas? Them fools ain't no G's. Them fools were paisas. Them fools be saying that shit like an insult way. That's why homies take offense before if you were to call them paisas, because it's like an insult, because when homies be dissing each other, that's what they say. Tell me that I'm lying. Tell me that I'm lying right now, bro, and this ain't true. If you're from Southern California, you say I'm lying, bro. You get out of here, dog. You were not from the streets, my boy. You ain't from the streets. I heard that insult from all my enemies, my boy. I heard it from all my... And I would hear vatos be dissing each other that way. I never said it, but I heard other vatos say it. You know, some homies take pride in being paisas, but some homies don't like when you call them paisa. And that's no offense. That's not taking shots at my people. You know, I'm down for that. I know my people. I'm Mexican and proud. But I'm saying that's how it is, and that's how it was seen. I'm not saying that, that these fools are whack or weenies or whatever. I know upstaters take pride in the heritage, because norteños come at them for that reason. But down here, the homies do it too, though. And I'm not even lying, bro. I'm not making that shit up. I'm not... My boy, I'm... Facts, dog. Facts over feelings, homie. Yeah, these vatos will be dissing, they'll be dissing people's barrios like that. Like, what homies, fool? You mean that fucking paisas, fool? Them fools ain't no G's. That's how they would say it, fool. Down here. I'm not even lying, bro. I know in upstate is different because they take pride in all that, but down here was just different. And we play around like that. We clown around like that. We mess around like that. Like, este pinche paisa, whatever. And then, este pinche pocho, because Mexicans do take insult Chicanos too. Like, they call us bootleg Mexicans, imitations, sellouts, like, there's Mexicans that dislike cholos, and then there's cholos that dislike, paisas because of the insults and shit like that. Because they do it. That's, no diss or nothing. Those are nothing but the facts, bro. Vatos be, doing those insults. But like I said, like, we had homies mess around like that. Now, we're able to clown around with the homies like that, but if somebody else tried to do it, I mean, you don't get your ass full, my boy, so I don't suggest you do it. We could play around like that. Other people can't. Like, we could joke around with the homies and call them all this and that, and it's all good, but if somebody else tries to do it, I mean, it's going to be bad for you. Like, when they would hit up, like, they wouldn't really know how to spell the neighborhood, and they would write the pound sign with the number one. They made it all look, as people used to call it, chunti. Like chicken scratch. They would put Viva and, and all this and that. Draw the eagle on there and the serpent. I have a few homies from my neighborhood that are paisa homies, and they themselves, say it, they're paisa cholos, you know what I mean? But yeah, you have some sureños that are paisa cholos, and then you have that are strictly all Chicano, and then you have some that are just new school, you know what I mean? And yes, there's homies that don't, there's a lot of homies from the barrio that don't know Spanish, bro. Not even making that up, homie. Facts. So down here, we share a little bit more of something in common with the norteños than people actually think, you know what I mean? Because these guys used to pick on paisas too. I remember a lot of homies when we were in continuation, right? And there was homies from different barrios right there. You had them from LA, from the Valle, and we were all right there, chilling, continuation. And these fools would pick on the paisas. They would pick on the paisas, fool. I used to be like, man, just leave them fools alone, fool, already, Like, fuck them or whatever. But homies used to like bullying them for their monies and shit like that, fool. So I know it wasn't just like homies from the valley doing that kind of shit down, because there was homies from Florence there, homies from Playboys, homies from Harpies, homies from Florence, 38s. There was several homeboys I remember, dog. Homies, from different barrios. It's just the way it was. So I know what he means when he says that. He didn't mean it in an insult way. You know, us from down here, we understand what it is. I know people that don't come to the gym, they don't understand that. You know what they say like that, so they probably take offense. But he didn't mean it in an offensive manner. That is the term for them. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, it's my opinion. Like I said, homie wasn't trying to insult or nothing like that. But that's an overall breakdown on like the paisa homies. Shout out, we out. Shout out, what are you doing fucking up over here?